All right, good morning, folks. Hope you're all doing well today. Today is the 14th of October, 2025. Happy Tuesday. Hope some of y'all had off yesterday. Thankfully, the coastal low is moving away now. You still have some um, leftover moisture and swinging back around here. Uh, and of course, this is Lorenzo out here. It looks like Lorenzo is getting sheared pretty good, but first, we're going to go over the tropics this morning. Then we're going to talk about we're going to go over briefly about this other tropical wave, the low rider, that may go this way and eventually develop somewhere in this area, which is quite a ways out. We won't spend a lot of time on that. Then we're going to go over the continental U.S. forecast. So, this is Lorenzo out here. Forecasts generally move and then move back around. I honestly don't think it's going to be around that long um, because it's going to run into a lot of dry air and it's a small circulation, which is right there. You would think it's right here, but it's not, at least from what I can tell. So, small circulations in general are subject to wild fluctuations and quick up and down intensification and weakening because of the small size. So they can intensify quick and weaken quickly too. So, um, so this is the close-up satellite view of Lorenzo. Right, we have you can almost make out a little swirl moving this way generally. Right, you have convection ongoing here, but I think the low-level circulation is right there. You can almost make it out. If we move to the water vapor loop, it's complicated setup right there. Take a look again. Not a lot of dry air right now, but there's a lot of dry air looking to its north here. So and a lot of dry air to its west as well. See where the dark black is? A lot of dark black air, which means signifies dry all levels. So uh, I would say Lorenzo's not going to live very long, but it's not going to hurt anybody. So we'll just move on to the model guidance here for the future, right? And what we're going to look at is the four ensembles. Going to go back to zero here. There's Lorenzo out there. This is the Google DeepMind. So there's Lorenzo kind of going away eventually. And you have that tropical wave. It wants to develop it once it reaches the Caribbean, which is in very far south, and wants to really develop it down here. And this is the 23rd, which is 9 days from now. That's pretty far out. But there's quite a few members that want to do something here, and it kind of hangs out in the Caribbean. Maybe wants to pull north eventually. Quite a few members want to develop it out here. So quite a bit of support this far out, but again, that's 12 days from now. This is the another Google DeepMind GenCast AI model. Right? See nothing, right? And then it wants to develop something in the Southern Caribbean Sea here, just like the Google DeepMind FE3. This is the GFS. There's Lorenzo, different lows here, extratropical lows here off the East Coast, and remnants of Jerry, right? It wants to develop this tropical wave a little bit earlier than the others, whereas quite a bit of support here for something developing again, a little bit earlier than the other models, but this is pretty far out. European ensembles, we're just going to jump right to around that time frame. Really wants to develop something in the Caribbean, just like the other ones. So there's quite a bit of support for that. Real quickly on Lorenzo, this is the latest advisory is 11 p.m. We have another update at 5 a.m. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that this morning to show you that. Not that it really matters too much, but let's just look at the warning cone here. Forecast state of tropical storm and loop back around with low confidence in that final track and whether it's even a tropical cyclone at that point. So moving on to the European outlook here as far as tropical cyclone strike probability, which is just basically a formation probabilities here. Pretty high probabilities East Pacific. They have this area with Lorenzo, this tropical wave, low probabilities. This is starting today, right? Move through time. This kind of echoes in the the Caribbean Sea, what we're seeing on the model, the ensembles, right? 30, 40, 50% chance of developing right now based on this European ensemble output for cyclone development. Move this forward. This is where it ends, the 24th of October. So we're going to be talking about this for a while if this stays like it is. So that's it for the tropics. Very brief right now, but not a lot to talk about. Excuse for the sniffling here. Allergies, of course, again. I'm going to go over the continental US forecast next. All right. Well, my first attempt at doing the national forecast didn't work. My program froze up. So, gonna have to go through this pretty quickly here. Apologize, guys. Gotta go to Atlanta today. Gotta leave at 5:30, so I gotta get this done here. Long range infrared, long wave infrared shows where the highest colder cloud tops are. This low moving on shore here, pushing moisture up this way. We have this moisture coming up this way, bone dry here, right? We look at the radar. You can see where the most of the moisture is. And we have a severe weather threat on the west coast today, right in here. All right, and it's kind of interesting with that low moving through. Probably a lot of instability aloft with that system, right? Going back to the water vapor loop really quickly. To the deep southerly flow here. It's hard not to see that, right? And we look on the 500 millibar flow. We can see that too. This is the 500 millibar map simulated by the European model. That low moves on shore. All right, moves to the north some. And then we have a deepening of it here in this general area around the 20th, which is when we have our greatest severe weather threat as this moves through. We have some moisture stream to the north. Like I said, the greatest severe weather threats around that time. Okay. If we look at the what the models are showing as far as low level features, that low developing off here as that upper level system moves through, that surface low developing moving to the north, moves into Canada. You have another mid-level, upper level low that we showed developing, right? And then the cold front sweeps to the south here. Another low pressure developing here in the Great Lakes, moving to the north as that cold front sweeps through, okay? With a surface high building in behind it, all right? So that being said, I want to make sure they're still recording. Yeah, okay. This severe weather threat that I was just talking about, and here's where the marginal risks are today for severe weather. Marginal risk around California is driven by wind and tornadoes, 2% risk, with a marginal risk in New Mexico with wind and hail the biggest threat. For day 2, we have wind and hail threat for the the plains, excuse me, desert Southwest, and it moves marginal risk for wind and hail. Likely moves into the Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska area. It's only a categorical risk, but I have a feeling just wind and hail, not tornadoes. But you never know. So, and then I showed you the other risk for tornadoes. Oh, not tornadoes. 15% risk in this general area around the 18th or 19th of October. So we look at total rainfall. Through day 7, right? Let's look at, I know this is kind of overwhelming here, but we have our areas here. We're getting the moisture right now. Of course, along California, desert Southwest, we have some ongoing snow here, which is likely providing some moisture here, right? And into the lower Mississippi Valley as that storm moves through around the 18th and 19th, right? Okay, so let's see. As far as temperatures go, let's go back. Maximum temperatures. You see the general idea here. Warming up for the good part of the nation, and then the cold front sweeps through, cools off some, and then starts warming up again in the plains and deep south. But overall, pretty pleasant, right? Minimum temperatures correspond to where the warmest temperatures are during the day, mostly 60s, 50s. The blues are cooler, obviously. In the Intermountain West is cold, and along the Northeast with warmer temps streaming further north. And then cooling off again towards the end of the period at night. So overall 50s and 60s for most of the nation as we get towards about a week from now. Anyway, that's all I got, guys, for today. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.